Hello and welcome to the final edition of for 2024 of Up the Archer. Now this is the last show we're having for the year, but we're going out with a bang, aren't we, Alex?
We certainly are, Ayana. It's going to be a cracker of a show, and we've got so much coming up in the next hour or so. So first of all, we're going to have a listen to the new Cardiff Met Women's FC coach. That's been newly announced in the last hour or so that's exciting news. We're then going to throw it over to a world boxing champion in Dan Pitt, and then we're going to chat to my former coach, Dr. Mike Castle, on his Coaching Hub podcast and all things coaching at Cardiff Met. Ayana, what's for the main course?
Ooh, for the main course, we're joined by Alid, who's giving us a BUCS roundup, and then we're going to the pool for some water polo action, and after that, we have some a chat with Alien, and then a Christmas message.
Exciting news, but we have a message and something important for the viewers to do, don't we, Ayana?
Yes, we do. We have a good task for you. You guys need to go to our social media and vote for the best Met score of the term. Go to Twitter, go to Instagram, and you guys head over there and make your votes.
But first, let's see all the Met scores and all the top scores of the term.
All Met breaking away, Saren Singleton with the ball, just breaking for the try line. She's still going, is she going to make it? And she's made it, a try for Cardiff Met.
Wow, what a try that was. Again, a little half chance falling to Dimon Hall to Reynolds shoots, and there's another goal for Cardiff Met. Reynolds from about 25 yards out.
He's off target. Wright will bring it away. Fast break opportunity with Smith. Smith under the basket. Back to Flaherty. Spin move. Pump fake and a great finish.
Had a little bit more time than what she thought she had. She took the shot very quickly.
But that goes straight out. And it's in! Oh my goodness me! That is some strike. That caught us all off guard, Will.
Great, so do not forget to go over to Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok and place your votes. But now we're moving on to the new head coach, John Nash, who has been recently announced because he's expecting more of those goals that we saw in the VT recently. So, but yes, he's expecting to do a good job, but he has a big match coming up against Wrexham.
Yeah, he certainly does. Let's have a look at what he has to say.
Well, John, welcome to Cardiff Met. Firstly, how are you?
Very good, thank you.
If I just go into a slightly more personal kind of question, why coaching? Why did you want to get into coaching?
Yeah, I think for me, when I was a youngster, I found early doors that I wasn't probably going to be good enough. I was 5'2" until the age of 17 and decided to grow. So coaching was a big passion of mine. I love learning, love teaching.
And would you say kind of your personal attributes kind of help form you as a coach?
Oh, 100%. I think, the more I've come on my journey as a coach, to better understand myself through my values and my culture and how I do things. When I was younger, it was all about let's just put a session on. Yeah. So now for me, when I do and deliver sessions, and the same with the coaching staff, we deliver who we are and what we are.
You said about it's who we are and what we kind of want. How would you then describe yourself? Who is John Nash?
Yeah, I'm a very enthusiastic, positive person. A lot of people will know that. I can talk for Wales, I will say that. Yeah. But my energy is really, really important to me and important to how we play. So hopefully that will see that on the field from what the girls do. But I think the biggest thing is, like I always say, it's for me to make sure that I give that energy to the girls and they take that. So that's going to be, like I said, that's going to be really important for me and one of my main principles that I want to implement into this team.
And talking about those principles, and what sort of football is it that kind of gets you going, inspires you, and that you want to bring onto the pitch here at King Court?
So I think it's a balance. I think for me, football is about playing to the situation. I think that's important. Yes, you want to play a certain way. We all want to play the Guardiola way and everything like that, and that's great. Don't get me wrong, but we have to also make sure we got the right structures and systems in place and the players to do that. I'm not saying that we can't do that, but I think for me, at this moment in time, you know, for me, I'm quite an intense, high intensity type individual, and I'd like to think my teams play like that.
And so how excited are you then to get started for that season, to re-kick off, as I should say?
Yeah, I'm very, very excited. You know, hopefully you'll see that through the coaching sessions that you've come to, you know. I just want to get going now. I mean, the problem you get is you keep looking at film over and over and over again, and you keep overthinking. But like for me, like we're just going to keep everything nice and basic this year with the girls, and as we move forward, then we can start layering and make it a little bit easier. But yeah, I'm very, very excited.
And your ambitions for the season, and just to end it off on, what are your ambitions for this season, and where do you think we can finish this year?
Listen, you know, it depends on everything, doesn't it? You know, what we can control is the most important, and what we can control is people coming here and making it hard to win games here. You know, where we finish, you know, we want to stay in this league 100%. And like I said to you before, I will give everything I can to this university to make sure that we do that. And I know that the staff and the support staff will do exactly the same as well.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much for that, John. Really excited.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Well, he certainly will give everything he's got for that team. Good luck to John Nash and the team in their upcoming fixtures, and there's that all-important one against Wrexham in the coming week, so all the best. Now, our studio is looking very Christmassy today for obvious reasons, but let's hear what our students are hoping for Christmas.
I open my presents in the evening. We still walk down the stairs all together as a family.
Every year on Christmas Eve, I get given pyjamas and we open them the night before.
So I go for a swim Christmas morning in the sea in Llangrannog.
We have shortbread for breakfast every Christmas.
We have matching pyjamas on Christmas Eve.
Cooking my turkey overnight.
We eat bacon for breakfast, not bacon rolls, just bacon, just pure bacon.
I always open my 2 presents on Christmas Eve, no matter what ones, any ones I can choose.
So, well, at every Christmas I like to feel like a kid, so I always get my mum to get me at least like 1 Lego set to feel like I'm young again.
I like to decorate my house with the Christmas tree and wear pyjamas, chill a bit.
I mean, I don't know if other people have it, like going to midnight mass at church, yeah.
So, sounds exciting, doesn't it?
It sure does, Ayana.
Yes, but what's also exciting is that we have a world champion on campus. No, Dan Pitt is a first-year student, but we sent Cameron to talk to him more about it.
My name's Dan Pitt. I'm a boxer for Team Wales, and recently I won the Under-19s World Championship in Colorado.
And he is the Under-19 men's 85 kilogram world champion.
So originally, when I started boxing, I was maybe 12 years old, 13, and I followed my brother into the gym. He started and went for a few weeks, and he really enjoyed it. And I used to follow my brother into everything. I followed him into rugby as well before that. So I followed him into the boxing gym, and I found out that I really enjoyed the sport. And from there I took it up and stuck with it ever since. It was an amazing feeling. I've never experienced anything like it. I've won sort of smaller tournaments previously, but this one was the pinnacle. This is the biggest tournament that I could win now for my age. So it was amazing, and it was a great experience. Being able to go to the United States with Welsh boxing isn't something that we can often do, and being able to take home a gold medal was just it was the cherry on top for the whole experience. Yeah, I've still got a long way to go. Obviously, being a youth boxer, next year now in the new year I'll be a senior, so I'll be fighting grown men. So I think it's going to be a lot tougher. But at the moment, I'm at the best place which I can be. So I'm happy where I am, but obviously training for a much tougher few years ahead. It's been a busy year. This is sort of the first year where I've been given the opportunity to go abroad with Team Wales, and I went to Romania at the start of the year, and then Lithuania and Hungary, all at international tournaments. I beat some good boys out there. I beat the current European champion, which I think is all reasons why I was chosen to go to Colorado. But I got 3 gold medals at those competitions, so it's been a very good year, full of wins so far. So 2025 is going to be my first year as a senior, so the head guards come off, and as I said earlier, I'll be fighting grown men, experienced men. They have a bit more strength than the 17, 18-year-olds who I've been boxing these past couple of years. So it's definitely going to be a challenge, but I'm looking forward to it, working with Team Wales on the elite squad, and hopefully 2026 Commonwealth Games in Glasgow is going to be my next goal to focus towards. That'd be a great honour. That would definitely be the pinnacle of my career if I get to go to the Commonwealths. And obviously then if you do well at the Commonwealths, it opens opportunities at maybe looking at Team GB and the Olympics, and obviously that's the pinnacle of anyone's amateur career in boxing. So I'm just looking forward to it. I'm going to try my best and see what happens.
Now imagine pitting yourself against him. Alex, would you really want to do that?
Certainly not. I'm staying well clear of Dan Pitt. But for now, we turn our attention to coaching. And we're delighted to be joined by Dr. Mike Castle, coach extraordinaire, and my former tennis coach. So, Mike, thanks for being here.
Thanks for the invite.
How's things? We're getting towards the end of 2024. What's been your highlight of the year?
Probably a couple. I think a personal highlight is going to be my step away from head coach and now supporting coaches in the tennis centre. But I think for the university, I think it's been probably the UTR event that we hosted at the university last week, 20k event through the Progress Tour for the women. Just an amazing event. All came off, relatively speaking, without a hitch, with the exception of the storm that we had. So yeah, great event, great level of tennis. So really enjoyed being on campus and soaking some of that up.
Yeah, we had an amazing Czech winner from that event, earning a decent bit of pocket as well, didn't she? So yeah, great to see that event doing so well. But we're here sort of very close to where you record your podcast, the Coaching Hub podcast. You've been doing various seasons of that. What's been your favourite one to record so far?
That's really difficult because there's a handful of really good ones. I think my favourite is probably all the way back actually in season 1. During that season we had an episode with Sophia Santos and Katrina Nichols-McLaughlin, and we talked a little bit about the Women in High Performance programme that the WRU had been running. And we actually had a very recent episode where we did a follow-up of that, and we had Dr. Kerry Harris and Lisa Newton on the sofa as well. So just the chance to see that programme, 18 months ago to where it is now, and see the progress that not just the coaches have made but also the academics involved in delivering that programme was really good. So yeah, really appreciative to be a part of those 2 episodes.
Yeah, that's incredible. And I guess it's sort of, you're providing coach education through that podcast by getting those individuals on. What is the sort of goal behind the podcast? What was the reason for starting it, I suppose?
Well, I mean, that was the first question we had to ask ourselves when we were trying to design it. I guess first and foremost, it's to try and promote the academic work, the coaching work that's going on at the university. I think one of the things that we're not particularly good at, I think just generally in academia, is trying to promote the great work that's being done, not just academic and papers and publications, but also some of the innovation work we're doing with national governing bodies and things like that. So I think that was one thing, first and foremost, try and promote all the great stuff we do here. But we also wanted to have a set of resources for our students to be able to interact with. So to be able to come to university to study on whether it's a sport coaching or any other programme, and just listen to the experts who have been in the field, been doing the field work, doing the research, been a part of those programmes, hopefully is a really novel experience for the students, and perhaps something that's a little bit more engaging maybe than just the everydayness of just reading. So yeah, try and break it up a little bit for the students and offer that resource. Yeah.
That's nice of you to sort of make it easily digestible for them. We certainly like that as students. But yes, something that me and Ayana know a little bit about is podcasting and the technicals behind it. How have you found that? Is this the first podcast you've done?
Not the first one that I've done, no. I had a previous podcast with a former colleague of ours, our head of S&C, Nakul Kumar, Dr. Nakul Kumar. So we had a strength podcast. We talked a little bit about the coaching that's involved in strength training. But the technical bits, thankfully, I don't have to look after now. I just have to turn up, make sure my hair's cut, make sure I know what I'm talking about, and leave the rest really to the wonderful students, of course, of the sport broadcast team, particularly Alex and Ellie, who do a lot of the grunt work on that, a lot of the grunt work on the Instagram, the Twitter, the promotion. So the whole thing wouldn't really come together without those guys. So yeah, thankfully I don't have to deal with any of that kind of stuff anymore. But I know it's complicated work, but yeah, really valuable having other people supporting with that. Yeah.
And I can't let you go without asking you, who would be your ideal guest? Who'd be your dream guest to get on in the world of sports coaching? Think outside the box. Think anyone you could possibly get on.
People are going to tear me to bits. I think for who I choose now. I think just given the current climate and what's going to happen in January, I'd be mega keen to have Andy Murray on just to discuss why he's going to take on Jocko at the Aussie Open and why he's keen to support there, and to hear why he thinks that Jocko has brought him into the coaching team as well. I think that would be really eye-opening for a lot of people.
And we've had quite a few changes in coaching roles at Cardiff Met Sport. We've obviously got the new tennis coach, Callum Finley, the recently announced new football head coach. What would you advise to them coming into a new atmosphere and trying to get the team going?
I think for me, I don't think it's necessarily about atmosphere. I think it's just being aware of your audience. I think working with students brings a really novel challenge. It's a challenge that, of course, is difficult, but I think it's one that's really valuable to work in as a coach. You've got students who, yes, they're here to compete, they're here to train, they want to get the most out of their experience, but they've got a whole other life, which is studying. A lot of them are working at the same time. It brings a whole world of challenges that as a coach you don't normally get exposed to, particularly if you're working with juniors and seasoned professionals. So really kind of novel environment to be working in. I think I'd probably encourage any new coaches coming into university systems to try and appreciate that for what it is, and maybe don't take it for granted, and just to really enjoy being in and around the student body, because they're a great population to work with.
Well, thanks, Mike. We really appreciate your thoughts on that, and it's great always to have you in the studio. And it's just good to hear what you've been up to in and around campus. But someone else who's been around campus is Aled Hopkins, our BUCS correspondent. And you don't want to miss this one, because he's catching you up on all the latest from Cardiff Met Sport this term.
Our campus is filled with sporting stars, just like these guys on the wall behind me. This year has been no different. Let's take a look at the class of 2024.
We've seen loads of action here in BUCS Super Rugby at Rugby 1 in both the men's and women's competitions. For the men, it was a fast start, beating rivals Swansea and Cardiff in the clash. But losses against Bath, Hartpury and Loughborough, as well as the reverse fixture against Cardiff, has left them 6th in the table. They will need to improve in the second half of the season if they're going to secure a 4th place home quarter final. For the women, it's been a bit brighter. They sit 4th in the table, doing the double over Cardiff in the clash and with a win against Loughborough, leading to many of our girls being selected for the Celtic Challenge Cup.
We've already seen Cardiff Met's women hand out a 57-0 crushing.
On the football pitch, the men have been flying recently, sitting just 2 points behind leaders Exeter, who they beat here at the Kincoid Stadium. Their loyal fans have even tangled with the Chichester captain, which gained a bit of traction online. But it's been a tough slog for the women so far. They do sit above the relegation zone, and with a new manager coming in next term, they'll be looking to improve and have a strong finish to the season. With the inclusion of the Cardiff Dragons franchise in the new reshuffle of the Netball Super League, it's an exciting time to be a netballer here in Cardiff. Our girls compete in the top level of BUCS competition, but it's been up and down so far. They've won against Bristol and Exeter and have one game to go against Hartpury in the league, and they'll be looking to finish strong before starting the cup phase of the tournament. Who doesn't love the drama of a relegation battle? And that is what our men's tennis team face after the Christmas break. They have 2 must-win games against clash rivals Cardiff and bridge rivals Bristol if they are to avoid the drop. They'll be hoping their Christmas dinners are served up with a bit of magic and to beat the January Blues. The annual Cardiff Met Christmas Classic took place here at the National Indoor Athletic Centre last Sunday. There were a whole host of PBs as Stephanie Brooks broke a club record in the 300 metres. There was a rising star in the high jump as fresher Peter Krunity Salako broke his personal best by 3 centimetres, jumping 2.06 metres. He is now one of the favourites to medal in the BUCS indoors next year. It's not just on land our athletes have been succeeding. Our men's water polo team in their first year in the Premier sit fourth with games in hand and scope to climb the table even further. It hasn't stopped on the basketball court either, with both the men's and women's team in BUCS and National League action. The women are making a pitch for the top, sitting second behind Essex. But for the men, they've found life tougher in BUCS, sitting second bottom, but with breathing room over Surrey, who are propping up the table. And a beautiful finish from Flaherty. 2024 has been incredible for our archers, and the work is not done. 2025 provides new challenges, new opponents, and new opportunities to shine. We'll be hoping to see as many of you as we can here in the stands, cheering on our sporting stars next year.
Thanks so much, Alid, for the update. Now there will be much more of that after Christmas in 2025. But from the basketball court to the swimming pool, we're joined here by Ewan Edwards and Millie Purchase-Smith. Yes, and they're representing the water polo teams of Cardiff Met. So guys, what are your highlights for the season that has just passed or is continuing?
Do you want to go first? Okay. Yeah, so we're promoted to the BUCS Premier League for the first time ever.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, so after such a successful season last year, we just wanted to keep the bandwagon going and basically go as far as we can. We're currently in the top 4, which means that we'll be in the second phase of the season. So we'll go up against some of the northern teams, hopefully try and go as far as we can possible. The aim at the start of last year was just to see how we'd perform in this season in the new challenging league against some very good university teams. But for the majority of it, we've done really well this year. So yeah, looking forward to the second half of the season.
Great, that's great to hear. Any specific teams that we're iffy about, or are we just excited to see everyone?
So we've played the majority of our games. We've had some tough games against Bath and Bristol Uni. But we're definitely looking forward to playing King's College London. We've got to play them both home and away. It's well overdue and we're really looking forward to playing them.
Great.
And Millie, what about your highlights? There's got to be a few in there. We've seen some great results from
Yeah,
from
the
your
girls
team.
have done very well this year. Big goal differences as well, especially from last year. We're currently second in the table. We had a big game last week. Was it last week? A few weeks ago, I think, against ABBA. That was a very good game. I think taken forward from the girls. We've done a lot in training. I think it's like a development I think we're going through now. We've got very experienced players in the team, which I think we've had a few, I think, but this year especially we've got players who have played international, GB, Hungary, Division 1 players, National League players. So I think it's great having that experience in the team, who are able to help each other out and bring that experience. So it's great just having that knowledge and help and support throughout the team. So I think that's great, developing that through and being able to play those experienced teams which we weren't able to play and play through before, which we're able to now. So
I mean, you speak of international experience there. You've both represented Wales. That must be amazing to sort of have that experience in the squad. And we mentioned that 40-3 win against ABBA. And I believe your whole team was the player of the match for that.
Yes.
So
yeah.
what's the team ethos like? It must be unbelievable.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, they're a great team. They are, and I did pick the whole team as the player of the match, and I couldn't pick anyone out for the player of the match for that game. There was no one that stood out particularly. Everyone played so well together as a team, and I think it just shows from the first game we had just the progression we've had together. And everyone, I have a team talk at the beginning of the game, and they just do exactly as we go, the game plan, and it just works so well. And we went in that game, and that was our national trophy game, and we will play them again in February for a BUCS game. And I wanted that game to be as set plays, learning, as a learning game basically, and that's exactly what we did. It wasn't about putting points on the board, but we did it anyway.
Definitely.
But yeah, so.
Okay, well, we don't really get to stream your guys' matches, but we would like to know what drew you to water polo, because a lot of people don't know about it, but you guys seem to be into it all the way. So we just want to know what drew you to the game?
So I came from a swimming background, so I used to be a competitive swimmer. Not the best one, but I mean I was all right. Basically, just wanted to find something that was sort of similar. I really enjoyed swimming. I'm not quite as good at like football or rugby as I would say aquatic sports. Heard about water polo when I was younger, and I just stuck to it ever since then. And I've been in a good position to be able to play at Newport, play National League, Conference League with them, and represent my country. So it just, it's a good place to start, really. And I'd really encourage anybody to try it. We're very much open to anybody trying it and giving it a go. It's something completely different to what anybody's ever done before. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. Big team ethic behind it.
So if we get all of these new people coming in, is there anything to look forward to in 2025 for the club?
Yeah, so we're going on a training camp in Malta, which we've opened to all abilities. So we're taking most of our club. We're also bringing in people who played, who've left the uni, who are coming back to join as well. It's mainly like a training camp, just to get everyone like to build their skills up, to just because it's with professional coaches. I think we're bringing in, there's goalie coaches there for our goalies as well. Because I think as well we're in training. I mean, you're the only goalie who has really like goalie experience in our team. I mean, we have got a women's goalie who had a goalie background, but you and especially international goalie. So it'd be nice to have that experience there as well. But it's nice to bring the whole team together, go away. We've never had that opportunity before. So, but we're fundraising for that as well.
That'd be great. I mean, we're all looking forward to giving a helping hand for that, those fundraising efforts. So we'll make sure to spread the word as much as we can. But I just want to quickly ask you, your 2025 look ahead, what are you most looking forward to sporting-wise? Outside of BUCS, we've mentioned BUCS. Is there any standouts? Any inspirations? World Cups?
To be honest, the Water Polo World Cup's on at the moment.
Yeah, that's on at the moment.
I put you on the spot there.
GB, both men and women are currently out there. It's something that we've lacked from in the UK for a while. The women really showed it last year. They went all the way to Doha, non-funded. They all paid for themselves to go out there, and they managed to get into the top 7. Missed out by one position to go to like the highest level of international water polo, and all these guys are unfunded. So to see both the men's and women's squad, it's good.
That's amazing, guys. We wish you all the best of luck for next year. Thanks so much for coming, and good luck with the fundraising efforts. Equality. But we've got a reminder for people watching along at home, don't we, Ayana?
Yes, we need you guys to go and vote. Do not forget to go and vote for the best Met score on social media.
But for now, we've been around again, speaking to the students about what they're hoping to have for Christmas.
Travelling back to Kent, about 4 hours, 4 hours drive.
20 minutes away, Santrasand. I'm from Caerphilly, so just outside of Cardiff, so it's about half hour, 40 minutes.
So my parents live in Llangrannog, so it's mid-Wales.
Just down the road, so from Llanedin. I live up in Manchester, but we're going up to Lake District for Christmas, so I don't know, 6-hour drive, 7-hour drive, something like that.
Well, unfortunately, I live in India, so I'll not be travelling back to my home. But I'll surely be going to London so that I can explore that city and celebrate my Christmas and New Year over there.
I only live like an hour and a half away, so it's not that far.
I live in Barry, so like 40, half hour away from there.
Yeah, so I'm only from Hereford, so I only live an hour away. So I go home fairly regularly, and I'm very excited actually. I get to see my American family when I go back. So.
I'm from Birmingham, so like 2-3 hours.
3 hours, live in Cornwall.
Like 3 hours away from Bournemouth.
No, people are already traveling back for Christmas, traveling back home. So, any plans?
Well, I've got a bit of a trip ahead of me. On Sunday, I'm heading out to Australia.
Nice.
A bit of Christmas with family, and then over to the Australian Open tennis. So it's going to be exciting. But there's also the Boxing Day test happening just next door to Melbourne Park, Ayana, which is a huge cricket match. And speaking of cricket,
yes, for cricket we have a feature piece on Mohammad Alian. He's a Pakistani cricketer, and he's come all the way, the big journey, to Cardiff Met to play cricket. So
Hello Alyan. Thank you so much यार इंटरव्यू में ज्वाइन करने के लिए. You recently got a contract न्यूपोर्ट क्रिकेट क्लब के साथ, so yeah congratulations for that.
Thank you so much.
मेरे को अपनी क्रिकेटिंग जर्नी के बारे में बताओ यार, आपकी आपने लाइक स्टार्ट कैसे करी है जर्नी?
शौक तो बचपन से था, बट शुरू में हम टेनिस बॉल नहीं होती है उससे खेलते थे. मतलब मैंने 13 इयर्स का तो जब मैंने लेदर बॉल से स्टार्ट किया क्रिकेट. तो पहले मैं फास्ट बॉलिंग करता था तो मेरी बैक का इशू हो गया, लोअर बैक का, तो फिर मैंने वो हट गया. फिर मैंने बैटिंग स्टार्ट किया आहिस्ता. फिर मैंने एकेडमीज के लिए, हम एकेडमी जाते थे खेलने के लिए, क्लब्स में ज्वाइन कर लिया. फिर उसके बाद पीसीबी के जो हमारे क्रिकेट के टूर्नामेंट्स होते हैं वो खेलना स्टार्ट कर दिए. और फिर आहिस्ता अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह बहुत बेटर हो गया.
Who has been your idol when it comes to like playing cricket?
If I will talk about the batting, तो it's विराट कोहली एनी टाइम. कुछ भी हो, विराट कोहली मैं बहुत उसको मैं वीडियोस देखता हूँ और बहुत ज्यादा कि मैं बस उसी को देखता हूँ बैटिंग में. बहुत क्लास है वो.
आपके पेरेंट्स का क्या रोल रहा व्हेन इट कम्स टू लाइक सपोर्टिंग यू इन योर क्रिकेटिंग जर्नी?
मेरे पेरेंट्स का तो बहुत बड़ा रोल था. ऑब्वियसली मेरे फादर का बहुत बड़ा था, क्योंकि उनका ड्रीम था कि वो खेलें, बट कुछ वजहों की वजह से वो नहीं खेल सके. तब अब वो चाहते हैं कि मैं खेलूं, कार्डिफ मेट के लिए भी खेलूं. तो वो खुश हो रहे हैं कि मैं यहाँ पे भी आके किसी तरह और क्लब्स में खेल रहा हूँ. तो वो उस चीज़ के लिए बहुत इमोशनल और खुश है कि बस वो चाहते हैं मैं खेल जाऊँ किसी तरह.
टीम के बारे में बताओ, जिस टीम के लिए आप खेलते हो, लाइक आप जेलअप कैसे कर रहे हो और प्लेयर्स के साथ? थोड़ा मिक्स्ड कल्चर है लाइक स्पेशली क्रिकेट क्लब में हमारे, राइट? सो जेलअप कैसा चल रहा है?
पहले तो जब मैं गया तो मुझे पता नहीं था कि हमारी टीम में कौन है ना, मैं किसी को जानता था. फिर एक भाविया मिले, हरावल मिले, वो तो हमारे सेम है इंडियन पाकिस्तान. तो उनके साथ में थोड़ा कंफर्टेबल हो गया कि वो भी है, तो वो चीज़ बहुत हेल्प की मुझे.
सो मेरे को अपने लाइक थोड़ा कल्चरल डिफरेंस के बारे में बताओ कि पाकिस्तान से यूके का यहाँ पे लेके कि आपने क्या कल्चरल डिफरेंस देखा है व्हेन इट कम्स टू कोचिंग एंड ऑल?
कोचेस दोनों यहाँ पे भी अच्छे हैं, वहाँ भी हमारे बहुत कोचेस अच्छे थे, बहुत सपोर्टिव थे. टेक्नोलॉजी यहाँ बहुत अच्छी है एज कम्पेयर टू पाकिस्तान. यहाँ हमें वो चीज़ वहाँ पे नहीं मिलती थी नॉर्मली, जो यहाँ पे नॉर्मल है बहुत ज़्यादा. मेरे ख्याल से इंडिया में भी वही होगा. इतनी टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं है. वो एज एन कोच आपको 1-to-1 अच्छा करते हैं, लेकिन टेक्नोलॉजी वाइज बहुत आगे है यूके मेरे हिसाब से. तो
सो वी आर रिकॉर्डिंग दिस इंटरव्यू लाइक ग्लेमॉर्गन क्रिकेट क्लब में. सो लाइक टेल मी अबाउट योर फ्यूचर गोल. कोई नजर है आपकी इस क्रिकेट ग्राउंड में खेलने के लिए?
तो बेसिकली मेरा यूके आने का प्लान ही इसलिए था कि मैं क्रिकेट खेल जाऊँ यहाँ पे आके. बिकॉज पढ़ाई मुझे थी, लेकिन बस पढ़ाई में मैं अच्छा हूँ, लेकिन मैं क्रिकेट के लिए ही आया हूँ बेसिकली. तो अभी मैंने मेरा फर्स्ट सीजन तो खेला भी नहीं है, तो इसलिए अभी न्यूपोर्ट ने मैं ऐसा कॉन्ट्रैक्ट किया जो भी अब मेरा प्लान है कि आगे उसमें परफॉर्म करूँ. और ऑब्वियसली मैं क्यों नहीं चाहूँगा कि मुझे ग्लेमॉर्गन का कॉन्ट्रैक्ट मिले.
तो आई होप लाइक आपको फ्यूचर कॉन्ट्रैक्ट मिले एंड आपका बहुत अच्छा सीजन जाए कार्डिफ में क्रिकेट क्लब के साथ भी एंड न्यूपोर्ट क्रिकेट क्लब के साथ भी. सो all the best for that and thank you so much for joining for this interview.
Thank you so much.
Cheers.
Oh, it's just so great to see how modern South Wales has become. There's so many different languages, so many different cultures in and around Cardiff now. And Iona, I mean, you're representing Barbados here. How's the transition been for you?
The transition has been good. It started off rough. The temperature, it really got me. Like I was freezing and you guys were just here like, oh yes, it's a little bit warm today. And I'm like, no, I'm freezing. So it's been good, but I miss the food. I really do miss the food from home.
Yeah, I bet you do.
So, yeah.
Have you got a few more woolly jumpers like that for us? Maybe a Christmas one?
I don't have a Christmas one. I'm so ashamed, but yes, I have a good set of jumpers, so yeah.
We might have to get you one for the end of the show.
I think so.
But for now, here's the Cardiff Met Sport TV news brought to you by Dan Thomas.
Good afternoon, Pnawn Da. Welcome to Cardiff Met Sports News. I'm Dan Thomas and this is your Sports News Roundup. Liam Mackay, Youth Justice Sport Coordinator at Cardiff Met University, has been named Wales's winner of the BBC Sports Personality of the Year Unsung Hero Award. Liam leads Cardiff Met's Step Into Sport project and in 2018 founded the Keirai and Ely Mini and Junior Rugby Club. Our partners over at Ball State University produced a documentary about the project that led to his prestigious award.
My project is a collaboration between ourselves and the South Wales Police and Crime Commissioner. So we support young people at risk of being exploited by criminals, young people at risk of becoming involved in serious youth violence. So we support them away from that in a diversionary manner into boxing, MMA, football, rugby, all types of sports really.
Last night at the PDC World Darts Championship, Gerwyn Price triumphed over Keane Barry to a 3-0 win in the second round of the competition. There was also a win for fellow Welshman Robert Owen, who beat Dutchman Neil Zonneville 3-1 in the opening round. Owen will now face Gabriel Clements this Thursday, while the Iceman will return to play his third round game after the Christmas break. Wales's women will face defending champions England at the European Championships in Switzerland next summer. Wales will be in a tough Group D alongside England, 2017 champions the Netherlands and France. Despite the tough group, manager Rhian Wilkinson is excited by the challenge.
At the beginning, we've said we want to be there to play the best. That's why we're excited to make the Euros, and it's a tough group. It's an exciting group, and we've got only things to look forward to. We are a dangerous team. Firstly, we have this underdog mantle, of course, as a first-time participant, but also how well the team is playing and how resilient they are. I think there's every likelihood we'll be surprising people at the tournament.
Former archers Alice Griffiths and Sophie Ingle will be hoping to be on the plane to Switzerland this summer. This morning, Lauren Price confirmed her opponent for her next boxing fight in March 2025 at the Royal Albert Hall. She will face IBF and WBC champion Natasha Jonas. Price's main focus is becoming undisputed welterweight champion of the world.
So yeah, I've always known of, Tash, and I respect Tash. There's no bad blood there. It's just, it's a great fight. She has titles that I want, and that's it.
Cardiff Met FC won 2-0 this Saturday against Flint Town in the JD Cymru Premier with a great goal from Ryan Reynolds.
Ar ôl sodliad gan Vincent Edwards, nôl at Reynolds, ac am gol! I ennill unrhyw gêm o bosib, a Ryan Reynolds o'r diwedd, mae'r golwr Jack Flint wedi giro prynawn 'ma.
I was right behind it. I had a good view of it. Great strike. He's done that a lot of times this year. He's been really good in the opposition box.
As for basketball, the Archers will face Newcastle Eagles away from home in an important game to gain momentum heading into the second half of the season.
I think that it will be a really good test for us. They've won against some people that we've lost to. We've won against some people that they've lost to. So I think that this game will kind of be a good test to see how we can compete in the competition.
That's all from your Cardiff Met Sports News Roundup. Thanks for watching and Merry Christmas.
Thank you so much, Dan, for that news update. And it's good to hear that Liam is being recognized for his hard work in the community and even on the university grounds. But when I spoke to Ben O'Connell, and he's the director of sport here, he was saying how proud he was of Liam. Yes. No, still to come on the Christmas feast, we have the desserts and, talking to the fastest woman in Wales from athletics. And then we have a Christmas catch-up. And then
we have Ellie Place talking about all things sports photography. And then, of course, we will crown the winning Met scorer of the term. But speaking of Liam Mackay, it was so good to see him on BBC Sports Personality of the Year. And, of course, the winner of that was Keely Hodgkinson, the 800-metre Olympic gold medalist from this year. But speaking of runners, we've got a pretty good one here on campus too. Hannah Breyer has been speaking to Aled Hopkins in their hometown of Neath.
Hannah, we have something in common. We're both from Neath, where we are now. One thing we don't have in common is how fast we can run. You can obviously run a lot faster than me. You went to your first Commonwealth Games when you were 16. What went through your mind when you were on the starting line for that first race in 2014?
Oh, I was terrified. I'd never been to watch a big major athletics event before. And all of a sudden I was a little 16-year-old who had just finished her GCSEs and had flown straight from prom, straight from prom. So I managed to do prom, but straight out to the Commonwealth Games, and then I was on the line with all my idols, and I was terrified. I'm not even going to sit here and say that I was excited. I was really, really scared.
It is now in 2026, and it's back in Glasgow. How does that make you feel? From obviously, is that what you're aiming for now in 2026?
100%, yeah, 100%. I think for me it was a relief that it's going ahead. I'm lucky enough that my sport has been included, and then for it to be in Glasgow and go back to where it all started, like that will be really, really special. It's going to be quite difficult to get in. I'm very conscious that the standards are going to be really, really high to qualify. But I think, yeah, I'm ready for it. I think, you know, I'm going to give it a good shot. This is likely to, you know, be my last Commonwealth Games, I can imagine. You know, I'm not saying never, but, you know, the age I'm now, I'm 26, so it's, you know, time is sort of running out a little bit, and I think this might be my last one. But yeah, it would be absolutely lovely to go back to Glasgow. Yeah, it's just got such nice memories, and I just remember standing on that start line, and even though I was Welsh, like the Scottish crowd were like screaming. They were absolutely going mad, and I love that feeling, and it really holds something special. I got loads of memories of, you know, my family coming to watch, and yeah, it'll be so nice to go back and just go like a full circle moment and go, right, look how far you've come in the last, gosh, years and years and years in this sport.
So you've changed to the 400 metres now. What was behind that decision?
I needed a change, otherwise I genuinely think I would have dropped out of the sport. Over the years, a lot of people have told me you'd be really good at 400s, and I never wanted to believe them because it's, you know, the worst event, and it's really, really hard, and it's really painful, and yeah, I just gave it a go, and then yeah, I'm absolutely loving it. I'm a bit of a fighter as well. I like, you know, the pain of training. I like that feeling of I'm going to push my body to the absolute extreme. And I'm really competitive, and you kind of need that for a 400 metres. So
one event that has eluded you is the Olympic Games. We're 4 years away from it now in LA. Is that still the big dream?
Yes, 100%. Like LA is definitely there. It was every athlete's dream to be in the Olympics, and I'd be silly if I sat here saying that's not something I want. So 100%. Everyone has sort of believed in me and said, you know what, yeah, change event, you can do it. And it'd be more for them as well, more than myself.
Well, that was great hearing from Hannah Breer, and fingers crossed we can see her at LA in 2028. But the athletics doesn't stop here, because I'm very delighted to be joined by Peter and Stephanie here in the studio. Guys, how are you doing, first of all?
Very good, thank you.
Very good as well, good as well.
And you had the Christmas Classic on the weekend. Just give us a rundown of how that went. It was the 300 metres for you, and it was the high jump. I guess we'll start with Stephanie. How did it all work? Was it qualifying to get to that magnificent run you did, or how did it work?
So for the Christmas Classic, the 300 metres are time trials. So it's pretty much run as fast as you can in the one race you've got. And it was a great opportunity for me to showcase what I can do, because originally I was a multi-eventer. I did multi-events for quite a few years, and then I found 400 metre hurdles was something I preferred to do. So I just transitioned to that this year, and running that 300 metres I enjoyed it so much. It showed what I can actually do.
And I mean, we've just heard from Hannah Breer there. I mean, you're now ranked second behind her in that all-time ranking list. How does that feel?
Very surprising. Like, I'm quite shocked that I am ranked second, but I'm quite happy I'm ranked second, because now it means I can hopefully go for a quicker time in the next comp I've got.
I mean, we all saw you run. It was tremendous. And Peter, how was your Sunday? Because you were another person that just performed amazingly.
Yeah, it was really unexpected because I don't do a lot of indoors.
Yeah.
So I was like, me and my coach were like, we'll give it a go, see what happens. And then TV, season opener, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it was incredible, wasn't it, Ayana? Did you manage to catch any of it?
It was good. Yes, I went, but it was like you were the only person out there. We saw everyone else go on the bed, and then you were still there jumping. The men started to set up for male pole vault, and you were still doing your high jump. They couldn't stop you.
Wow, thank you.
I mean, one thing we didn't see was the Santa's outfit run, but we know that wasn't actually held.
Yeah.
So we don't have to worry about that. We can focus on your event. But Stephanie, you were clear, we actually spoke earlier in the week about you having that goal of representing GB. Athletes often speak about the process behind these goals. Where do you see your process of going towards that GB goal, I guess?
For me, you'd be trying to get some good races in, like at the BUCS Championships, the UK both indoor and outdoor championships, just getting some more experience in running itself, because it's very different, both the indoors and the outdoor competitions, because there's less events in the indoors than the outdoors. So I'm hoping that with me doing a lot of speed running, so doing the 200, 300 and 400 runs, that's given me the baseline ready for hurdling, ready for the outdoors, especially in 400 metre hurdles, because that's my aim.
Yeah, well, it's great. I mean, we're all rooting for you here as well. And Peter, I mean, you've been competing in and around the under-20s level on the high jump circuit. You've been going all around the country, it seems like.
A little bit, yeah. I just go to wherever I can really get my hands on, really, at this point. Just get more experience and hopefully go international someday.
And I mean, we're actually travelling a little bit around Christmas, but you guys, are you staying in Cardiff? Are you heading away? What are your plans?
Gonna head back home for some home training, but should be back hopefully early January.
Okay. Eyes still on the training. You never get a rest.
No, not really.
That's why you why you're here as the athlete and we're here as the non-athlete. Peter, how about you? Where are you heading?
Pretty similar. I mean, I'm gonna go to a little holiday in between to Hungary.
Yeah. A well-deserved break. Where are you heading?
Thank you. Hungary.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
Yeah. So I'm half Hungarian, so the mother's land.
Ah, very good. I bet you're hungry for some success as well in 2025.
Oh my God.
Definitely, yes.
But yeah, we are very much looking forward to see how you're going.
Yeah.
But next up, we are going to have a little look at the students in and around campus and what they've always wanted for Christmas, but never quite got.
To be in the sun, on holiday.
A hoverboard.
I always wanted an Old Trafford Lego where you build the stadium, all that stuff, but I never got one because it's very expensive, to be honest. Yeah, but I always wanted that, and I hope get something someday or the other.
A holiday, maybe?
A puppy.
Probably a skiing holiday. I'd love to go skiing. So yeah. A dog, a little puppy. Yeah.
I've always wanted a surfboard for Christmas. Never got one.
I'd love to go on like a skiing holiday over Christmas, something like that. Quite fun, yeah. Something like that.
Probably a better phone. Yeah.
Maybe like concert tickets.
A dog.
Those are definitely great gifts. No, I've always wanted a pogo stick.
What?
A pogo stick, you know, the one that you
What on
stand.
earth is that?
You don't know? Okay. All right. Well, it's almost like the moon boots, but you stand on it and you hold it and you jump up and down. Is there anything that you've always wanted?
Definitely not that. That sounds weird. But I've always wanted a tennis ball machine. I'm a bit of a tennis enthusiast,
Nice,
so
nice.
yeah, that's what I'm looking for. But Christmas is about giving, but it's also about it's all about receiving.
Yeah.
But it's also about giving.
Definitely.
And something that a lot of the volunteers do in and around Cardiff is give back to the community. And Ayana, you've been down at Badminton Wales recently, finding out about what the volunteers do at Sport Wales.
Valuable is the work you do. Outstanding in how you always come through. Loyal, sincere, and full of good cheer. Untiring in your efforts throughout the year. Notable are the contributions you make. Trustworthy in every project you take. Eager to reach your every goal. Effective in the way you fill your role. Ready with a smile like a shining star. Special and wonderful, that's what you are.
My name is Hugh John, and I'm working as a volunteer at shuttle control at the Welsh International. The job entails just making sure that the shuttles are put out for every game. We are using Yonex AS50s, which are probably the best shuttlecocks in the world. You have to have shuttle control at this level of badminton tournament, and it's just putting something back into the game, so I try to help as much as I can. This role is something that I do to help out in these tournaments.
I'm Dion Curd and I'm an international line judge for Badminton England. It's brilliant, it's absolutely fantastic. I've been coming for a few years now and an event that I look forward to in the diary, and coming over to see the calibre of players is absolutely fantastic. The team is always fantastic, we get on well and we're just all doing our best to be part of a greater thing really. So my role as a line judge is calling the lines out or in. I think I was playing at a local club. The guy who was running it sort of introduced me into this whole world of, you know, international playing, just as a normal volunteer, just managing the doors and stuff. And then I looked out onto the court and just saw all the line judges, and yeah, I just sort of like went for my training and it's just there really. It's just like, just doing lines is what I love doing. I enjoy doing it.
Yes, we had a good trip down at the Welsh International Open for badminton. Alex did join me as well, but we really did see how important volunteers are to sport. And when you look at other sporting events, even from the lower level to the World Games with Olympics and stuff, you do see volunteers, everybody out in their shirts with their little passes.
I mean, yeah, they're so important. Everywhere you go, whether that's the Olympics, whether that's your Wimbledon, there's volunteers pretty much every sporting event you go.
Definitely.
And they are crucial to the organisation of it, and that's what you found out there at Sport Wales. How did you feel that they sort of helped behind the scenes? What were the sort of things they were doing?
Oh, everybody had their own role. We had line judges, we had shuttle control, we had people helping clean up and physiotherapists. Everybody had their role and they did it well. Everything went smoothly. Well, from what I saw, I didn't see any hitches, which is always good in an international competition.
Well, we're so grateful for them. But someone else who actually also offers a lot of support around campus is Ellie Place. Now, Ellie is a sports media undergraduate who is also a photographer, and she, every Wednesday, goes around campus capturing the best sporting moments alongside the infamous Carl Robertson. Let's hear a little bit more from Ellie about what she does.
My name is Ellie Place. I am originally from Mansfield in Nottinghamshire, and I'm a 21-year undergrad student at Cardiff Met on the sports media course. I always loved writing stories as a kid. I didn't really want to do, when I associated sports media, I just thought of journalism, so a sit-down job like behind a desk, and that was never something that interested me. So it wasn't until I got here, so I did a different course for my first year, and one of my flatmates, she was doing the sports media course, and after her just telling me what she was doing on a daily basis, like what it involved, that really interested me. So I obviously swapped courses and yeah, stuck it out to the third year, so I must be enjoying it. I love the whole being able to capture a moment, like obviously being interested in sport and being a sporting person myself, being able to capture those tight moments and feeling part of the moment that they have created, whether that be in winning the league, winning a game that they haven't won in a while, like bringing people together, just any of those feelings, like tight moments that you thought, were they going to do it, maybe not, like capturing that in a still photo is just, it's great. It tells such stories, and obviously because I can't physically take part, it makes me still feel like part of the environment and able to just feel like I was part of that experience. So photography is such a massive part of storytelling. Those moments that it captures, you would never be able to get without it. People are able to relive events, both happy and sad ones. It allows you to be creative and push so many different moments and relive so many different moments. It is both audio and visual storytelling is such a major thing within sports and outside of it. Moments, people forget them, like being part of it. You can talk slightly about it, but with age and years and memory, like they sort of go, like you can't remember it specifically. Photos keep that forever, like being able to capture that. It just it allows you to just remember that moment forever. Like, for example, I don't know, the Lionesses winning the Euros, like that was such a big part of sporting history, and being able to see those photos today and keep reliving that moment, it's something special you can't really get in anything else.
Well, we're just so grateful to Ellie Place for what she does in and around campus, capturing all the best sporting moments, because we all head to the SU Facebook page after the Wednesdays to capture and find out what she's been and where she's been. So, yeah, thanks again, Ellie, for all you do. But the big story coming up is you've all been voting for your favourite score of the term at Cardiff Met, and we can now reveal the winner.
Ball Met breaking away, Saren Singleton with the ball. Just breaking for the try line. She's still going, Is she going to make it? And she's made it! A try for Cardiff Met.
Wow, what a try that was.
Oh, what a try it was. Congratulations, Saren Singleton. You are the Met scorer of the term. What a try that was, Aled. I mean, you were there for it, right?
I was actually right behind it, actually, when that happened. Yeah, absolutely brilliant try. She's been absolutely brilliant in every game this season. She's been rewarded with a call-up for the Challenge Cup as well coming up. She's been absolutely brilliant, and what a try that was.
I mean, I was taking my time to decide because all the scores were so good.
Yeah.
I know Ayana was having a go at me for how long I was taking, but
Yes.
you were pretty quick to choose, weren't you?
Yeah, my favorite was Dan. I do love Sarah's, but I like Dan's 3 points, so yeah.
And you're staying here for Cardiff. You've got a few things to look forward to.
Yes, I do. Look, all over the Christmas break, I do have a plan, but I don't know. Ali, do you have any inspirational matches that I should attend, or?
Well, it's a tradition here in Britain, isn't it, to have festive fixtures. The Boxing Day fixtures is something that I absolutely love myself. It's part of my family's Christmas traditions. And as we can see on the screen here, coming up, we've got quite a lot of fixtures happening across the city. Cardiff Met are obviously playing Cross Keys. Now, Cross Keys they're one of these clubs who have been put in the new rebranded Welsh Premiership, and they're a really historic rugby club as well. It's going to be a good battle. Cardiff Met currently in 6th and Cross Keys in 8th as well, so that should be a really close game.
Yes,
there between those two.
You like the sound of that?
Yeah,
you
yeah,
like the sound
definitely.
of that? You're sold already.
Yeah.
You've done your job.
Well, let me give you women's basketball. We've got our basketball team playing the Newcastle Eagles. That is away, so you will have to go up to Newcastle if you want to see that game.
Train our bus.
Yeah.
Train our bus.
Yeah, see if you can go up on the bus with them. Okay. That is going to be a big game for our Archers. They are 1-5 this season, playing Newcastle, who are 3-1, who are much higher in the table. But they have lost to people who we have beat, so a little bit of fortune there hopefully goes our way. Some other stuff, the Cardiff Rugby playing the Ospreys. I'm an Ospreys fan, so I'm obviously hoping for a big performance from the Ospreys. Not doing too well so far this season. Cardiff Rugby, though, or formerly the Cardiff Blues, they're 4th in the table at the moment, so they're going well. From around the city as well, we've got the Cardiff Devils in action over the Christmas period. Cardiff City are away at Oxford United on Boxing Day. But yeah, just a whole host of fixtures basically coming up.
And just finally, that Boxing Day fixture for the football team against Britain Ferry, that's going to be a classic, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Britain Ferry is a club I know quite well, being quite close to where I'm from in Neath. We actually, our women's team play them as well in the league, so Cardiff Met know them really well. Andy Dyer is the manager there, former Neath manager, and they are 11th in the table at the moment, but they did beat TNS the other week. So a huge scalp for Britain Ferry. That'll be a really tough game for Cardiff Met, who are 4th at the moment in the table. So they're doing 3rd. They're doing really, really well, and looking to pile the pressure on the top 2 going into the Christmas period.
Well, I'm excited. I'm a bit gutted. I'm leaving Cardiff now, but Ayana, you've got all
I'll be
that
here.
to
I'll
look
be
forward
here.
to.
Yes. Well, thank you so very much, Alid, for giving me all the insight I need for my Christmas break. And guys, if you did pay attention over the show, you will see that our Christmas decoration grew Yes, but that was fun. So we would like to thank you guys for watching, and Merry Christmas.
Before we
Assemble the archers.